What if I told you that a shocking prophecy from the book of Malachi isn't just ancient history, but a direct warning that could impact your life in 2026? Most people have heard of Malachi, but almost no one really pays attention to what it says. And that's where the danger is, because Malachi doesn't speak to obvious unbelievers. It speaks to people who think they're right with God. Back then, everything looked normal on the surface. Worship was happening. Offerings were being made. People identified as faithful. But underneath, something was off. The passion was gone. The reverence was fading. People were going through the motions, while their hearts drifted somewhere else. Now, pause for a second and think about today. How many people still claim faith, but treat it casually? How many believe, but only when it's convenient? How many say the right things, but live a completely different reality? That's exactly the condition Malachi confronts. In one part of the prophecy, it describes a moment where God steps in, not quietly, but like a refiner's fire, not to destroy, but to expose, to purify, to reveal what's real and what's not. And then it says something even more intense. There's a book of remembrance, a record of those who truly honor God, which means not everyone who claims faith is counted the same. Let that sink in. Because if that pattern repeats, and history shows that it often does, then there comes a moment where the difference becomes visible. Not hidden, not assumed, visible. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. The prophecy describes a time when God draws near and begins to judge specific things: deception, corruption, injustice, and a lack of reverence. Not just in society, but among people who thought they were fine. Then comes the line that changes everything. A clear distinction will be made between the righteous and the wicked. Not blurred, not debated, clear. So now the question isn't just about prophecy, it's personal. If that moment happened today, where would you stand? Not based on what you say, but on what your life actually shows. Because the real warning of Malachi isn't just about judgment. It's about being unprepared when you thought you were secure. As we move toward 2026, this message becomes harder to ignore. Not because we're trying to predict dates, but because the pattern is familiar. A pattern of people becoming spiritually numb while staying religious on the outside. A pattern of truth being adjusted to fit comfort instead of conviction. A pattern of calling things acceptable that were once clearly recognized as wrong. A pattern of distraction replacing devotion. And the signs? A growing indifference toward what is sacred. A culture that rewards compromise more than conviction. A quiet loss of reverence, even among those who claim belief, and moments of pressure in life that begin to expose what's really inside. These are the signals Malachi points to, not through headlines, but through human behavior. So don't just hear this, examine it. Where are you aligned? Where have things drifted? What would need to change if this moment was closer than you think? If this made you think, drop your perspective in the comments. I want to hear where you stand on this. And if you're looking for more content that breaks down these hidden biblical patterns in a real and practical way, make sure you subscribe and check out the next video.